Welcome back. Well, the markets are zigzagging. It is expiry day, weekly expiry of FNO. So we are seeing a bit of up and down in the markets. We'll attend to that in just a minute. There is an interesting stock we want to speak about. The IndiaMART InterMESH stock is at a fresh 52-week high. It has clocked an over 100% gain this year itself. Of course, from its IPO, it's about 4-5 times higher. Now, to delineate the demand trends, Dinesh Agarwal, founder and CEO of IndiaMART, joins us. Dinesh, thank you very much indeed for joining us. First up, I just want to quote what you told us when we last spoke. You said the buyer traffic is at an all-time high because 1/3 of your products are seeing extremely strong demand. That is the COVID-related stocks, PPEs and masks. Another 1/3 is the demand similar to COVID, and another 1/3 are people who are stressed, and so it's not firing. What's the breakup now?
So, Lata, I think COVID-related demand that was specifically firing up in the previous quarter, April, May, June, that has kind of stabilized, rather would have tapered a little bit because there is a glut of people manufacturing sanitizers and people manufacturing masks and things like that. In between, there are items like a breath inhaler or things like that suddenly go through the roof. But otherwise, the COVID-related items have more or less been now available in India, whether it is hospital supplies or whether it is health supplies. The other side, as I said, some of the industries which continue to suffer due to the overall trend, and they continue to suffer. However, the general items which are machinery, manufacturing, trading items, raw materials, so they have started to stabilize as well. So I would say now probably less than 20% of the categories are still declined. But 80% of the categories are more or less recovered.
Okay. Dinesh, hi, good morning. It's been a phenomenal return that the stock has given to investors. I mean, from your IPO price, the stock is up, almost about 360%. The IPO came in at about 973. So I want to understand from you what the next growth trigger could be for the company. This whole play on digitizing MSMEs, because we're in this post-COVID era, has worked very well for your company. But tell us about the numbers. How many SMEs are part of your platform currently? How much do you think it could grow by over the next, say, 1 to 2 years?
Okay, Shania. So I cannot comment about the stock price. I don't even have a stock trading account. On the other hand, at IndiaMART, we have about 6 million SMEs and large enterprises and medium enterprises listed on our platform, displaying about 68 million products and services across 100,000 product categories, coming from thousands of towns and cities of India. What has happened during the COVID crisis, that there is a lot of adoption of internet which has gone up, and there is an openness for people to try out internet related platform.
Yep.
And also try out. Earlier a lot of this was happening on the face-to-face education. Just to remind you that we have still not opened any offices and we have still not done any client meetings so far. So all our workforce is 100% working from home, only on the online mode or only on the telephone mode. Going forward, I think there are 2-3 challenges as well as 2-3 opportunities. One challenge is that obviously the country has gone through a big impact of the COVID on the top of the previous year, which was already having a lower economical cycle. So I think it will take some time to recover because a lot of people have lost jobs and a lot of people have had credit related issues. So it may take its own time. On the other hand, many people who were probably not open to internet or their business was surviving without internet, I think they would like to come and join internet. Also, if you see, there is a lot of new interest is coming into the B2B and SME segment from various different players offering different kind of apps and technologies and websites. That will also help us educate the market and expand the market over the next 3 to 5 years.
Got that. Dinesh, 1 minute. I first want the historical number. You lost paid subscribers in the first quarter. July, August, have any of them come back? Has the loss stabilized?
So, from 1,47,000, we came down to 1,33,000, primarily because a lot of customers were put on the moratorium, because April, May, June was not the time to go to them and ask for money for renewal or for subscription. However, we are trying our level best to see how much of them we can revive in this quarter, and the numbers would be known by the end of the quarter. As I said earlier, I think the decline in the customer base should be behind us. We should be looking at some minor growth in the month of July and August.
Collections, how much is it right now compared to what it was, say, about 3 months ago? Collection efficiency?
So collection efficiency in the month, in the month of April and May, it was around 50%. April, May, June. But in the month of July and August, it has been little over 2/3. So you can say anywhere between 60 to 70%.
Okay. And do you continue to give discounts? I mean, you had given discounts to the tune of 5 to 10% to ensure customer retention. Will that continue?
I think until this entire episode is over, a lot of people are facing crunch. So I will continue to offer some discount, because important part is that customers are retained and buyers are served. Because if the customers cannot afford, the buyers won't be able to serve. And our platform primarily is there for buyers. If buyers can't find the supplier or cannot find the product that they are looking for, they will go disappointed. So I think collection for the next 2, 3, 4 months is not going to be their priority. The priority is the customer retention and customer engagement, and how do we improve buyer experience by that.
Okay, see, you posted about a 4% rise in revenues, but then you did post a rise, even if we were to crib that it was not like the quarters before.
Lata, as I said earlier on the interviews also, ours is a subscription-based business. We collect monies in advance for annual and multi-year subscriptions. Sure. And that's why we have a deferred revenue on our balance sheet to the tune of 685 crores. So our collections flows into the deferred revenue, and the revenue comes from the deferred revenue. So it is more like a 20 months moving average that you see.
I just had one more question. You know, a lot of your traffic for these essential goods, sanitation, safety came through because there was that severe lockdown and people couldn't access things elsewhere, you know, in the brick and mortar stores, etc. Now that things are opening up, do you think that demand from the online retailers could actually fall?
Yeah, so you could see a little bit of that, because obviously the ones which were purely forced on the online mode, because there was nothing available offline, some of them may go back to the offline mode. But at the same time, the overall market, which has shrunk badly during the month of April, May, is probably going to increase. So if I don't see any decline, I don't see any much growth going forward until the economy recovers fully. Because even now, if you see fashion industry, hospitality industry, food, and automobile and many luxury industries are not yet doing the business. So as all of that business will come, I'm not too worried on that side. Mm-hmm. Also, many people have tried the system for the first time, and they have had positive impact or successful transaction being done through them. I think some of them will continue to stay, and some of them will move on back to their old ways of doing business.
Right. Okay, we will touch base with you later. Thank you very much, Dinesh, for joining us with all those details about the developments in IndiaMART over the last 2 months. I think we have to get back to the markets, because there is an interesting season